All right, baby. Here it is. We've been talking
There it
about it for
is.
quite some time, baby. And
Oh
we're
man.
finally getting it going. And there's no better day to start it, in our opinion, than today. One of the biggest days in recent Jet history, I'd say, in the past 5 years. Yeah, I'd say so. It's definitely the most impactful in a sense, at least emotionally. But here we go. First episode of O4 Sports podcast with
It's finally here. It's been
Brandon Mancusi and
long
myself.
overdue. Long
Yep.
overdue, but today's a big day. Obviously, a lot of movement in the NFL. I mean, the Jets pretty much just altered the history of the franchise.
They did.
Making two of the biggest moves I think I've seen, at least from our franchise in my lifetime. So it's a new day. But just to kind of jump into it, I mean the Jets just traded Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts for a first round pick this year,
Mhm.
a first rounder next year, and Adonai Mitchell, who was a second round pick in last year's NFL draft. And my thoughts on that initially, when it first happened, was like, "Are you serious? Like, no way that just happened." Because there was not one rumor on the internet. There was nothing. We didn't see anything about
That
that.
was the craziest thing. Yep.
Yes, we kind of just thought it was going to be Brees, Jermaine, maybe a couple other guys like Michael Carter. That made sense. A rental that you don't need anymore. Um, but no one said anything about Sauce. Nothing. There was not one rumor anywhere on this planet. And then to just check your phone at approximately like 12 o'clock and you see, I mean, the cornerstone of this franchise, someone that you paid, that's the thing that
Just
makes no
paid.
sense. You made him the highest paid corner in the NFL 3 months ago. So you were like, all right, that's the franchise cornerstone right there. A homegrown guy that you drafted in the top five about 5 years ago now that you're going to build around with Garrett Wilson, who you paid in the same day pretty much. It was like a great moment for the franchise. And now you ship him out mid-season. Like, that's the thing I don't understand. Like, that's something maybe you do in the offseason, a player of his caliber. But I guess something was going on in that locker room where they were like, all right, we are not the franchise that we want to be right now. So this is it. We are pressing the nuke button pretty much, pressing the red button, and we're
Hard
blowing it up.
reset.
But a
The
full
hard
reset.
reset.
And the one thing that just gets me a little bit excited on this return, though, is the fact that this is like the foundation now. Like, now you have a foundation to build from in the draft, because the Colts first rounder this year obviously will probably be late. They're having a great season, so they'll probably be at the end of the first round.
Hmm.
But we've seen Daniel Jones perform. We know what he's like. In my opinion, I still think he's a fraud.
Still good to be true.
He
No
has
doubt
one leg
about it.
injury or one bad game, and who knows what happens. So who knows? Maybe the Colts fall off at this year at some point, or something happens next year where they're just not the same team. And
Right.
that pick next year in a much more loaded draft class could be unbelievable. Because I
Hmm.
know the Jets aren't going to be good next year. We all know that.
Absolutely
So
not.
if you can also have another first round pick in a loaded draft class, I mean, you are set. You
Set.
are beyond set. Beyond.
Yep.
And 3 hours later, you're like, all right, who else? Like, now that he's gone, what else? Who else is next? Like, Quinnen. Then at that point, you're like, all
I
right,
thought it was gonna be Brees. I'm sure a lot of people did too.
oh yeah, easily. But
But
I don't know. I like looking at it now. The whole thing with Quinnen, he's had a terrible season. It kind of looks like he quit on the entire franchise.
yeah.
He's had enough. He's the longest tenured Jet on this team, and he has literally witnessed not one winning season.
Right.
So I don't blame him for being fed up. But
Hmm.
there's at no point is there ever going to be a time where you quit on a team.
Yep.
And I think the Jets saw that and they were like, all right, that's it. We can't have
Right.
the leader of this franchise now, especially after trading Sauce. Like, what do you even tell Quinnen? He comes into the locker room and he's like, oh, what do we just traded our best defensive player.
Right.
What are we doing?
I
What is
heard
going
I
on?
heard a rumor too, Brandon. I don't know if it's true. I haven't really looked into it. I was busy with work, but I heard a rumor that Brees requested a trade. Is that true?
I don't know if from reports that I've seen on Twitter, I don't think he requested a trade. I think he wanted to stay a Jet. And
Hmm.
then I think right after they traded Sauce and Quinnen Williams, he was pretty much done. I saw that he wanted no part of it. He kind of wanted out. And that's the thing I don't understand. If someone like that wants out, why not just grant him that wish? Because what is the locker room going to look like the rest of the season? You
Right.
know,
Right.
like, you want guys now at this point that are hungry, that want to prove themselves. and they have a huge opportunity. Why would you want someone that I really don't think you're going to bring back? I doubt
Yeah.
he's going to be back on this team next year. And now he's really pissed off.
Right.
So this was the opportunity, I think, to trade him. But honestly, credit to Mookie, credit to him, because I know the Chiefs offered a 4th-round pick, and he was like, "No, we want a 3rd." And the Chiefs wouldn't budge, and he was like, "All right, you're not getting him.
Right.
I'm not going to give in." So
Right.
and that would have been really, really annoying, to witness the Chiefs get him.
Fuck no.
That would have been a nightmare, So credit. I mean, honestly, say what you want to say, but I want to hear your thoughts on it. I feel like it was time. It was definitely time to move
At
on
this
from this.
point, Brandon, you release, you trade Sauce, you get rid of Quinnen, trade the whole fucking team at this point. Besides Garrett, get
I
rid of
know.
everybody. It's
I know.
over, done. It's a
It's
new
over.
generation. This is why we're doing the podcast tonight. This is the new Jets. We're gonna suck for a very long time. Maybe not a very long time. We're gonna suck. It's gonna be torture, but we're 1-7 already.
Yes.
It can't get much worse than this, right?
I want to give you the
So,
rundown now of the situation, right?
mhm.
Because this isn't like rock bottom. We've
No,
seen
we have
rock bottom.
leverage.
There have been horrific moments, and I
Mhm.
mean despicable moments that I've witnessed in this franchise's history in my lifetime. It literally brings a tear to my eye because of how horrific this franchise has been. I mean, we literally
Right.
had a 19-year-old kid pretty much running the organization the last few seasons, and his
Right.
name is Rick Johnson.
And listen, Brandon.
Telling his dad and telling the GM what we should do. That is what's going on in this franchise.
Right.
So there have been rock bottom moments. This is not even close to that.
100%.
Sauce has been, since his rookie season, has been
Mid.
the most overrated player I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Ever. He's done nothing. He never gets an interception, never forces a turnover, not a good tackler, is a holding merchant. And he loves to go on social media and hype himself up and just draw too much negative attention. He's very similar to Jazz Chisholm. He's a very similar player, like just all talk and nothing to back it up.
Right.
And it's the fact that you were like, I know it's just random, but you got 2 first-round picks for him and a young receiver that can really help this franchise. That's pretty much exactly what Dallas got for Micah Parsons. It's a very similar trade. And I would say Micah Parsons is a way better player than Sauce.
Mhm.
So the fact that you were able to get that return, and then Quinnen Williams, like we were just saying, someone that quit on the team and you've never won with. Never. You've never won with him. And he's done nothing this season. Again, you get a first-round pick from Dallas, not this year, next year. And it's Dallas's first-round pick, who I really don't think they're going to get that much better.
Mhm.
Like, come on. They're Dallas. I feel like they're not a team that, when Jerry Jones is the owner, I just feel like
They've been in the
they're-
same spot for the last 5 years.
they're moving in reverse, and they refuse to kind of like give it and blow it up.
Mhm.
So I don't see that working out for them. So I
100%.
feel like that pick again next year could be huge in a loaded draft class. So now, Mike, listen to this. You have the ability. There's quarterbacks in this draft and next year's draft that are pretty good that I like. You got Mendoza, Sellers, and you got Dante Moore. Those seem to be the big 3 in this year's draft, right? Like going into today, like waking up yesterday, the Jets were in no position at all to trade up for someone if they kind of fall out of the top 3, because the Jets' schedule the rest of the year isn't great. So I could see them kind of winning a couple of random games that are going to screw them over
100%.
in the long run, and they'll probably end up getting like the 5th pick again.
Just like when we beat the Patriots and we had to pass on fucking Allen.
Exactly. So
Game of the game.
now, though, if you really believe in a quarterback in this year's draft or next year's draft or a player, it doesn't even matter if it's a quarterback or not. Obviously, that's going to be the top need, but now you have the ability to trade up and go get the guy that you actually believe in. And Mike, before you continue, I'm just going to say this. This isn't the Jets situation that Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson were drafted into, of just chaos. Not like really no idea, like not a good coach, no foundation, a horrific O-line, no receivers. Like that was the situation that Sam Darnold was brought into. He was set up to fail, and Zach Wilson, who honestly just wasn't good, but also he was set up to just kind of fall apart.
Right.
A quarterback that gets drafted onto this team is coming onto a team with Garrett Wilson, who's arguably a top 5 receiver in the NFL, an O-line that's going to get really, really good.
It better.
Really good.
It fucking better.
Every single year. You had 2 tackles that you drafted in the last 2 years who continue to improve every single season. A young tight end. I mean, who knows what happens with Brees? You could bring him back, but you still have Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis, who are young, promising running backs. Like this is a team that is I feel like people are hating on so much, but like I'm telling you, they are a good young quarterback, like a difference maker quarterback. And I know that's the problem. The problem is finding it for the Jets because it just
It's
seems like they can't
impossible.
no matter what they do. It's impossible. It really seems like it's impossible. But now you have the ability to trade up and get the guy. Like that's the thing. Like you can't mess it up now.
Right.
That's it.
100%. And listen, I completely agree with you. I think that we're in definitely a better spot than we were yesterday. Okay. We have the leverage. Totally understand that. Now, my biggest thing, and I think they made the right moves today. Okay. As much as it hurt emotionally, whatever, you're losing your sauce to, the two homegrown guys, whatever. Okay. We're still the fucking New York Jets. If there's a team that's going to find a way to fuck it up,
I know.
we're going to fucking find it. And I understand this staff, Glenn, the GM, they were part of one of the best rebuilds ever when it came to the Lions. I get that. But guess what?
Good point.
Their owner wasn't Woody fucking Johnson. You mentioned it before. The owner's kid is trying to pick up players based off of fucking Madden ratings. Madden ratings. I mean, if there's a team that's going to fuck it up, it is going to be us.
It's ridiculous. It's scary.
Now, thankfully, you know what? Actually, NCAA came out. He might look at the NCAA ratings at this point. I have no idea. Okay, I was gonna say, thankfully, they're not in Madden yet. But you know what? There's a college game out now. He might even fucking look at that. That's my worry. You're right. It's not the same situation when it came to Sam Darnold. We let him walk, and then of course we drafted Zach Wilson. Definitely not the same situation, but it's fucking eerie similar. It's eerie similar. Elijah Vera Tucker, who's a great player, can't stay on the field. He gets hurt every fucking season, and he's great. But where's the proof of concept? Yeah, the short term that he's been on the field, he's played great. But he gets he tore both his triceps. Twice.
It's ridiculous.
How does that happen?
He's had 3 season-ending injuries in his 4 years.
How do you tear your fucking triceps twice? So, yes, the O-line going into this year before the season started looked immaculate, okay? But at the same time, that was a big fucking hurt. Joe Tippmann had a shift. Simpson, great. He had a shift too, though, right? He's not used to playing that position. So obviously the O-line's not going to be the same without Vera Tucker. If we get him back and he stays healthy, great. That's the best case scenario. But we can't fucking bank on it. I personally think, and my whole argument of this is, right? Yes, we have leverage, but don't get your fucking hopes up. I see Jets fans in the comments. Yes, they're acting like this is the best decision that's ever been made. And yeah, it's a good one, but you can't get your fucking hopes up.
I know, but you got to it's insanity.
I understand you want to be positive. I get it. But
it's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, Mike.
I completely agree.
As a fan, what do you want? What do you like? There's nothing else you could do. You have to just sit there and witness it happen.
And then Woody Johnson and then he has the balls to raise the season ticket prices.
I know.
For next year. We're 1-7. If Woody Johnson is the owner, in my opinion, nothing good is going to happen. It's going to take a fucking miracle for us to make a run to second, third round of the playoffs. It's going to take a fucking miracle. A miracle.
Yeah. He should be a top 5 most wanted terrorist in America.
Trump should put him in jail. He should be indicted on every federal charge you could possibly imagine. Every charge.
I agree.
It's a crime.
Horrific human being.
I know. Listen, I know we joke around. We blame Joe Namath. All right, the curse. He made a deal with Satan. Very well could be. All right, I'm not putting it past. But Woody Johnson is our fucking owner. A week ago, the shit that he talked directly to a camera,
to the quarterback
about his own fucking quarterback. Who wants to play for that guy? Who wants to play for him?
It's a phenomenal point. I mean, it's something that you can't even make a movie about. It doesn't even seem like it's real. Someone that the owner of a franchise should never ever talk about a player like that.
No.
Ever. You never have you seen any other owner in the NFL say that?
Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons didn't end well. He didn't even talk shit about Micah Parsons like that.
No, it's something. It doesn't even make sense. It's scary.
And he's racist as shit.
I know. He's made it pretty clear. I was at rallies back in the 60s to try to.
What the fuck is going on? It's absolutely ridiculous, and that's the fear that I have. Okay, like I said repeatedly, We're in a good position right now. Agree with all the trades that they made today. But frankly, because of the history that we have, I'm indifferent about it. Is it smart? Business perspective, 110%. We have more money now. We have leverage when it comes to draft picks. We have a potential ability to get that quarterback in this class. But at the same time, without a fucking good old line, I don't give a fuck who's stepping in. I mean, Justin Fields is one of the best running quarterbacks right now in the NFL, even though he's a bridge quarterback for us, and he's running for his fucking life.
I know.
That's why
But here,
Rodgers failed so bad last year with us, and he's succeeding when it comes to Pittsburgh.
yeah. I also think I want to go back to your point about how these guys came from the Lions, like pretty
Mm-hmm.
much this whole staff,
Right.
right? If you look back, the Lions pretty much started out the exact same way as the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. Dan Campbell's first year and Aaron Glenn's first year with that franchise, they were horrific. They were 3-13, I believe. They were like 0-10, I think, to start the year. But then you kind of saw there was promise though. Like you kind of saw like, all right, like they had draft picks, right? Because they traded Matt Stafford for Jared Goff and they got all those picks in return as well. Looking back, that's probably one of the greatest trades in NFL history. It worked out beautifully for both teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
What just happened today, Mike? We just got an immaculate haul of draft picks. We
Yep.
have 2 firsts this year and 3 firsts next year, and then we have 2 seconds this year as well,
Right.
right? That's exactly what the Lions did.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what they did.
Right.
The difference, obviously, is they got the quarterback. Goff being good for them worked out, and both parties. The Rams won a Super Bowl, and the Lions are the best team in the NFL pretty much every year now.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a great foundation of players.
Right.
But how do you get to that point? How do you get there? You have to draft well, and you have
Right.
to have the picks to draft well.
Right.
Now they do.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if you look back too, say what you want about Mookie with the Brandon Stevens contract and giving $40 million to Justin Fields, obviously is very, very questionable. Doesn't really make any sense, right? Looking at it now with the way the season's turned out. But he had a phenomenal draft.
Yeah.
Armand Membu, Mike, is probably one of the I've seen it everywhere on social media. He is
Mhm.
the highest graded rookie lineman pretty much every
No,
week.
he's legit. He's
Guy's a
legit.
future superstar.
Mm-hmm.
A superstar. And
Mm-hmm.
then Fashanu has also been very good on the left side.
Right.
So those are the two most honestly important positions when it comes to the NFL now. You
Mm-hmm.
need the tackle position to protect the quarterback. The problem is they have a quarterback that can't really throw the ball right
Mm-hmm.
now. But the thing is, though, if you get the quarterback that can facilitate an offense, get the ball to the receivers, actually can, do all these different things that can actually benefit a franchise.
Right.
Someone similar to Jared Goff. I mean, like I would take that any day of the week.
Oh
And
yeah.
honestly, I think the perfect comparison, and I'm in love with this kid. No Diddy. I'm in love with this kid from Indiana, Fernando Mendoza. I feel like that is the guy. Like it's not being talked about enough. He's not flashy, but
Mm-hmm.
he is so similar to Jared Goff and how he just manages an offense beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Just gets the ball to his players, can make the right throws. Just a game manager is someone that you need, and he can move. He can move a little bit if you need him to. Like
Right.
that's what you need. Like
Mm-hmm.
like they are there, but now they have the ability to go and get him.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they feel the same way,
I fucking
the
hope so.
franchise. But
Or else this
and,
wouldn't
and
make any sense.
yes, and hopefully that, like it also, I feel like a thing that's not talked about a lot when it comes to the NFL and sports in general is the mental aspect of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to have the mindset to deal with New York City is
Mm-hmm.
something that like teams for some reason don't know how to deal with. The Yankees, they
In
do
all
this all the
sports.
time.
All sports.
Every sport, they don't take in the mental aspect. They just look at a computer all day, looking at the guy's stats and all these different metrics and it just doesn't make it like the most important thing, honestly, is can these players deal with New York City? Certain players can, and certain players can't.
Right.
Looking back, Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson were not the guys that could deal with it.
Right.
Obviously, look at that.
And that
Sam
makes it
Darnold,
damn harder for a GM too. That's because you know what it is? I mean, think about all the Jets players that have came through the Jets. They go on to another team and they perform beautifully.
I
I mean,
know.
Geno Smith, he's asked now, but Geno Smith when he was on the Seahawks, that one or 2 years,
He was
he
good. They were in the
looked
playoffs.
great. Looked
Yeah.
great. Sam Darnold. I mean, I could go on for fucking hours. I mean, also, I know it's a different coaching staff, all right, but I don't know if it had something to do with the ownership. Partly, I mean, we had Nicole Hardman, and we didn't use him. I'll
They
still
have done a
never
very
understand that.
poor job managing, all these guys that they brought in.
I'll never get
That's
that.
why, like, getting these receivers that they got, like John Mechie in that trade for Michael Carter, like, I don't know how you're going to use these guys, because I feel like they've mismanaged so many different players, and I think that might just be like play calling and just like the
Oh, the play calling
foundation
has
of
been
these guys.
atrocious.
It's
Atrocious.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I mean they obviously they
I
showed
mean,
up against Cincy, but looking at Cincy's defense, I think me and you could score against them.
I mean,
Honestly,
even the one thing that I'm also worried about, Brandon, because listen, you can't blame the coaching staff now. This is the new staff. The penalties are still absolutely absurd.
that's the
They
thing
got
that bothers
maybe
me the
a
most.
little better,
I agree.
not much, but realistically, what are we doing? You got to do something about it. And I love Glenn. Okay, I think he's a great-hearted guy. He's tough. I like him. But what is it going to take? What is it going to take? I mean, I'd have these fucking players doing suicide. You're 1-7 at this point. Just fucking have them run. They'll never commit a penalty again. I mean, what are we doing?
The main problem that I see from Glenn was obviously what you just said, the penalties. Like, we
Stupid
fired
decisions
Saleh.
too. The halftime shit.
I
Not
know, I
not
agree.
getting a couple plays
A
off before
nightmare,
halftime.
a
What
disaster.
what the fuck?
It's like he's learning on the fly how to be a
Exactly.
head coach, which I
Exactly.
don't like. Like, you got to be prepared for these situations, especially the way he acts at the podium after every game, talking like he's the man and that he just talk like very arrogant. And it's like,
Mhm.
what have you ever done to even think about talking like that?
Right. You're at
Who
square
are
one, bro.
you?
You're a rookie
You're
technically.
1-7, and your team is an embarrassment.
Embarrassment.
I mean, a complete joke, and thank God they won that game against Cincy just to try to like take a little bit of the pressure off and make him look good, But I will say, like, I want to believe in him, but what has he really done to
Nothing.
make me believe in him? He's done nothing.
Well, that's
He's done
that
nothing.
that's the problem. That's the thing
That's
that's
what I don't
crazy.
like. I don't know if a rookie quarterback, like, I don't know if I trust this regime with a rookie
Right.
quarterback. How is that quarterback gonna learn under Aaron? Like, what has Glenn done to be able to, like, for the Jet fan to trust him
Hmm.
with the future franchise guy that the Jets are going to probably end up taking at some point, either this
Right.
year or next year?
And
Like, what
also,
is he about?
another thing that crossed my mind today with all these players leaving, right? Garrett Wilson. If it doesn't work out in the next 2 years, why wouldn't he request a trade? I don't blame him. I don't want that to happen, obviously. Who
Money,
does? But why would
getting
he want to
paid.
stay? He's wasting the prime years of his career. I mean, I forgot exactly what game it was. I think a couple games when the halftime shit happened. He's chewing Aaron Glenn's ear off. I don't blame him. I don't fucking blame him. What are you doing? Why would he want to stay here? We're an embarrassment. We brought a future Hall of Fame quarterback. Granted, he tore his Achilles 4 plays in. I think that was our year. We talk about it all the time, me and
All
you.
the time.
All right. But aside from that, Rodgers comes back the year after that. Nothing. Nothing. And on top of that, statistically, Rodgers was one of the best Jets quarterbacks of all
Of
time.
all time, which
And it was
is
a losing season.
scary.
I mean, what the fuck?
Scary.
What is
I mean,
what? That's a problem.
it gets to a point where it's like it doesn't even make sense anymore. It's like,
No, it
how
doesn't.
do all these things happen? The fact that 4 plays into that season, he was, you know, the
Done.
season's over already, is something that would only happen to the Jets. It's like that's just it. That's just it is what it is. You just got to accept it.
It's so much
Um,
false hope every
I
fucking
know.
year. Every
But the
fucking
thing about Garrett Wilson is, I feel like he would have requested a trade by now. He had every right to. The way we've mismanaged this franchise in front of him for the last 5 years.
yeah,
But he did sign the contract. He didn't have to sign that contract that the Jets gave him,
right.
right? He wanted to be here. But the thing is now is him and Sauce are drafted in the same draft. They got paid at the
It's a
same time.
different team now, bro.
And now his boy, who he came into this league with, is gone. They
Go.
traded him. Pretty much backstabbed him,
And I
in the middle
guarantee
of the
Brees
day.
will end up going eventually as well.
I could see that as, yeah, like, that just is what it is at this point. Um, so I don't know. I feel like I think Garrett Wilson's a little bit different though, because that's someone that you need to build around. When do you
Oh,
come
listen,
across a generational receiver like that
I
that
hope he
has yet to
never.
have a quarterback and he still has great years every year? Really?
I
Like,
hope he never leaves Brandon. I'm just afraid. I'm just afraid because how can
the
you
thing
blame
is, he
him?
would have done it by now, though, in my opinion. Like, he had every right to leave at this point. Why else would he be here? You know how many teams would die for Garrett Wilson? You could
You
get
don't
three
you,
first-round picks
you
for
don't
him.
think today changes his mentality a little bit though?
Oh, I think it changes the entire locker room's
Because when
mentality.
because when he signed, all of his boys were still here. His whole draft class was still here. I mean,
But you
this
got Mike.
season,
Mike, you got to understand though. You got to understand. What did you expect? You are 1-7. You were a 5-win team last year. The year before that, you were a 7-win team. The year before that, you were another 7-win team. Like at some point, a franchise with a new regime, as a player, you're going to be like, all right, we might be on the trading block this year,
right,
especially we don't perform well. And look at us. We are the bottom of the league. We are an embarrassment again.
right,
So you got to be like, all right, I might be on the move. This might be it because like it's the only way. It's
right.
the only way. What do you want to do? Continue to hold on to these guys and then they get hurt and then they have
I
no value?
completely
Like
agree.
thank God they did this now. Yeah, honestly, to just like
No,
get what
2 years ago,
exactly. They should have, but they had hope. Rodgers held them back from doing it. Honestly,
it was a
because
curse. It was an absolute curse.
yeah,
Absolute curse.
that was what
100%.
that was the main thing that held them back because
Yep.
they put so much faith into him
Yep.
and it backfired in such a miserable way, a despicable way.
Hmm.
Oh my. The fact that it backfired that much is what really set them back. Because if you remember back in 2022, when they had all those rookies playing and they were thriving and they were 7-4, they were 7-4 at one point. It looked like they were going to make the playoffs, right? Zach Wilson was on and off, but it was like, all right, we'll get through it. We had Mike White too, balling out for the
You
Jets.
almost beat the
And then,
Chiefs. You lost by a field goal.
yes, and then they
Picked off
fell
Hurts.
apart at the end of the year. They fell apart at the end of the year. They went 0-6 to finish the season and they missed the playoffs, right? But you thought at that moment that it was going to turn around. Like they had the foundation, it was right there. It just seemed like they were a quarterback away, right? And they made the big move and they got the Hall of Famer in Aaron Rodgers. It was perfect. They had Hard Knocks. It was like, yo, this team is going to be insane. Like this is it. This is it. And the fact that we're having this conversation now, it's sickening. It's like I just feel like no franchise goes through this.
You can't make it
Not even
up.
close to this.
You can't make it up. You literally can't fucking make it up. I can't think of another franchise that has been this unlucky.
It makes me sick, Mike. It makes me sick to my stomach that I have to deal with this every year. You know, and like as this conversation goes on, it really is like wow, like I can't believe I'm doing this again. Where I have hope again. I have it again.
Like honestly, we shouldn't even be on Zoom right now, fucking debating. Like, we shouldn't even be talking about this right now.
My father did it the best every year. Beginning of the preseason, right? We won the first preseason game this year. He was like talking about all these guys that we had, like, oh, like this team is good. Like we got this guy, this undrafted guy, Mambu looks good.
Yeah,
Fields,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
maybe,
Look, oh, he might be the
yeah,
truth.
yeah, Fields looks good, yeah. And I looked at him and I was like, look at you, you're pathetic, you're pathetic. He looks at me like, and he does this. Ah, ah! They hooked him in. I'm hooked as well every year. Ah! Reel me in every year. I mean, it's just the ultimate blue ball of a franchise. It really is. They give you a little tug, and then oh man, I can't. It's unbelievable
They edge us every year.
every year.
We're
Oh
getting edged.
man. I mean, if you want to talk about an edging franchise, it is the New York Jets on steroids, on crack. It is ridiculous. There is not another franchise on this planet that edges a fan base more than the Jets do. It really like you cannot compare it. Well, I hate when other franchises and fan bases talk about curses. Oh, we're cursed. We're cursed. Okay. Okay. You want to talk about a curse?
Cursed. Cursed. No, you can't make it up. I'd say the closest thing, I don't even know about the closest, but at least in New York is the Mets, and it's still not even comparable.
Nah, come on.
It's still not
Don't
even
even get me started with that. No.
Still not.
It is similar. I can see what you mean, but
No,
it's
it's an absolute joke. And every year, it's the same fucking conversation. Same conversation.
I
1-7 we are right now, coming off a fucking bye week. It literally, you can't get any worse than that. And that's the one positive thing, I guess, about it. I really hope we don't go 0-7 next year because that's the only way it could be worse. But
I
yeah,
mean,
I don't really know what the
we'll
fuck
see.
to
We
say.
can't really predict the future now. All we know is this franchise is in a very, very interesting situation when it comes to like it just seems like we're back at square one,
Hmm.
and it takes a lot of guts as a GM to make those moves that you did today, especially in your first year. But hopefully, in the long run, we look back and say like, all right, these were the right moves.
I hope.
They did the right things.
Listen, I've never wanted to be wrong more in my life.
I agree. I know.
Seriously. I want to be so fucking wrong. I want to get proved wrong so bad.
You got to somehow have faith, and that's the scary part. Because what has this franchise ever done to allow you to continue to have faith?
You know what's
Like
the problem, Brandon? You're asking me to have faith in fucking Woody Johnson.
I know the worst human ever on this
I got
planet.
faith in Jesus Christ. Woody Johnson?
It's the Antichrist.
He's the Antichrist of sports. I don't know what else to say. I truly don't. It's gonna be very interesting. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I mean,
Gonna be interesting. I think as Jets fans, don't get your fucking hopes up. In my opinion, just sit back. You could have a little excitement, of course. All right, whatever. But I wouldn't look
sucks to lose
forward.
those guys. Like Sauce, someone that, yes, this was probably the right move looking at it in the long run, but this is someone that you never want to lose. This is a homegrown guy. Love being a Jet. When do you ever fucking find that, Mike?
Same thing with
Who
Woodsy
loves to be a
too.
Jet?
His
Like
brother's on the team. His brother's still on the team. I mean, it's the
that's
same
what hurts.
the same
You
damn
know,
thing, bro. They're homegrown guys. It's like us losing. I mean, granted we won with Jeter, but that's like losing one of your guys on that team before they won. On the up and
exactly.
coming. They're great players. They're very talented. The only difference is we just haven't won with them.
It's like losing Volpe.
Yeah, all right. Take them, please.
That
Please.
might be the Antichrist right there. I mean, him and Woody Johnson in a room together would change the world. Talk about putting TNT in that room and lighting or gasoline and lighting a match
Fucking
and
do
running
everybody a
away.
favor. Do everybody a favor. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't make it up. Can't make it up. All right, everybody. Episode 1. Keep up the watching
yep.
for as many rants and suffering with us, frankly. So
Plenty,
we'll
plenty more where this came from. Obviously this is just the start, but I'm excited for these rants that are going to come. There's plenty to talk about, obviously.
yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
so,
We're gonna talk Yankees too. We're gonna talk all sports. The
oh
Jets
yeah,
has the most misery. So there's a lot to talk about there. But we'll see you guys next time, and it's a
perfect.
pleasure.